Welcome to Nostalgic Necro, and today in the arena we are playing this very interesting mono black instant win deck that I found online. I was pretty excited to try it out. It sort of packages all the different instant win mono black strategies into one and sort of combines them, and I think it's very ambitious, but I was curious to try it out because a user by the name of El Diablo actually hit Mythic with this deck last season with a very impressive 76% win rate based off 37 games. Now 37 games is of course not enough of a large sample size to really get an idea of whether a deck is competitive. There's a lot of volatility in Magic and it could just be luck, but when I see 76% win rate based off 37 games, I think to myself, there's something interesting here to explore and discover. Let's try it out for ourselves and see how it does. And so the way that this works is it's kind of got two strategies to get that instant win. The one is with the Starscape Cleric that has the ability that whenever you gain life, each opponent loses one life, and the Bloodthirsty Conqueror is the other piece. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life, so it creates this loop. So you just have to get this and the Cleric down and then make your opponent lose life somehow. You can do that either with attacking with the Starscape Cleric, for example, that has flying, so hopefully it can get in the air. And if not, the other way to deal damage in an indirect way would be maybe the Rush of Dread, which can halve your opponent's life total. But either way, once you get that life loss down for the opponent for the first time, if you have the Starscape Cleric and the Bloodthirsty Conqueror down, it'll kick off that infinite loop of killing them. And then the other way to do it is with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. This is one I'm much more familiar with. I've done it many times in just a traditional mono black mid-range deck. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life. So if you can do something to halve their life total, like for example getting in with the Unstoppable Slasher, you win the game on the spot no matter how much life they have. And the other way to do it is also with the Rush of Dread that has the ability that you can, one of the modes will halve your opponent's life total. So those are the two ways that we are going to try and get that instant win. We'll see how it does for us. And then the rest of the deck is just support. I think we have Cecil. I suppose this is just to apply some early pressure and have something to do in the early game. We have removal in the Shoot the Sheriff and the Bitter Triumph. And then Dark Confidant is also very important because you have to find your combo pieces somehow, and this allows you to get card advantage. Of course, Dark Confidant can also kill you because you lose life equal to the mana value of the card that you get off the top of your library with it. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. And as always, I may be the Nostalgic Necro, but I'm putting my nostalgia aside because I really love instant win decks and I really love mono black decks that try to do the instant win thing. Let's find out if this list can also be competitive for us and if we can get some really sweet instant wins. We're going to find out how it does in the arena today. Okay, this list just looks pretty interesting to me, and I'm curious to see if I can get some good one-shot kills with it. This is a pretty good hand. Got the one piece here, got some removal, got a one-drop Cecil. I quite like that. We're up against control, it seems. It's not the most favorable matchup for us, I think. We might be okay. What do we go for here? Don't think we go for the Dark Confidant. Although this gives us an offspring later. I think I'd rather play this though, because they're going to counter something. I would rather they counter the Cleric. Maybe I'll regret that. Okay, opponents eyeing our stuff. 1 damage to each creature. Okay, I'm glad I didn't play out the Dark Confidant then. Another land is not what we want to see at all here. I guess we go for the Dark Confidant, even though it's very vulnerable here. And this is a very important card for us, but we have nothing else to do, so I just feel like it's the right move here. Let's see if it's a sweeper. If it's a sweeper, probably dead. It is just a sweeper, damn. Okay, that's a pretty good follow-up. Does apply pressure, but we're in trouble. 2 lands in hand. They've got 4 cards in hand. And we draw another land. Oof, boy. Definitely not the best start here. Slasher hits them. They're down to 6. I assume that they have a way of dealing with the Slasher. They go for the Lightning Helix. They don't target the Slasher. Why? They must have a way of dealing with the Slasher in some other way. Another land? Come on, dude. Come on. Oh boy. Comes down to 3 though. Why didn't they Lightning Helix the Slasher? Why are they not going after the Slasher? Can someone explain that to me? Okay, this is pretty good. We played before combat. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So we would gain some life. Don't think we need to play that out before combat. Okay, get lost. We play out this Bloodthirsty Conqueror. They got 2 cards in hand. I guess we have to be aggressive here and hope that they don't have a counter. They do have the counter, and if had I waited one more turn, I could have dealt with that. Land. Love drawing lands. Another slash is good. Definitely keep that. Opponent's only got 1 card in hand. Our situation's not so bad. Does opponent have a way of drawing cards? 2 cards in hand. Do they have a sweeper, something to stall us? What's going on here? They have Get Lost. I really hope they don't have Day of Judgment now, because that'll wipe out our entire board. Another land? Damn. Another land? Another land? Unbelievable. Man, this game has been interesting, but we got really screwed on lands here. I mean, how much flooding can you ask for? Ah, the magic gods. They are cruel today. They are cruel indeed. Still in this game. They've only got 2 cards in hand. They've got Day of Judgment. They wipe out our entire board with that. Okay, that is good. Any creature is good. Any creature is good right now. Does opponent have a way of drawing cards? Let's hope not. Opponent's reading this card. What the heck does it do? What does it do? Whenever you gain life. Another land. Damn, that is so rough. I feel like we could have won this game. We might still win it, but I just feel like... Oh man, I think with that we're pretty toast. Yeah, with that we're pretty toast. So we drew 11, 12, 13 lands in the top 20 cards. 20 something cards. That's it's really rough. Well, it's not over yet, but I don't like our chances. Even though we did get the opponent down to 2. That's pretty cool. Another land. Just absolutely ridiculous. Opponent has got so many ways to kill this, I'm sure. I mean, we'll... might as well kill our own thing here. Prevent them from gaining life, and this is an exile, right? Don't want them to gain life or exile our only thing that's not a land. Slasher. Slasher. Well, at least the one good thing with having so much land is that No More Lies is kind of useless. You can play for all the No More Lies in the world. Okay. They draw so many cards here. I'm going to draw one more card, and if it's not something that puts a lot of pressure on the opponent, I'm probably going to scoop it up here, because they've got 6 cards in hand, and from that situation, I don't think you can really get back into anything. Let's see how this goes. Okay, they exile. Let's see if they just counter this. I'm expecting this to get countered. Doesn't get countered. So stay in the game here. Lightning Helix. It's so funny to me that this whole game, the opponent's just gone after our face with these Lightning Helixes. I don't get that. 14 lands. Bit of Triumph. Okay. Yeah, what's up here, opponent? Attack. Opponent takes the damage. Should I be scooping in this point? I don't know. I just feel like we could still maybe win somehow if we drew the... Sure. If we drew the, what's it called? The Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Do they have another Lightning Helix or something? Yeah, like if we drew Bloodthirsty Conqueror and then attacked with this, we can still win, I think. So we're not totally out of it, but... Game has been pretty rough. Enduring Tenacity. River Regent. Okay. I think... Do we just scoop here? Probably, right? I still feel like if I just found this Bloodthirsty Conqueror, maybe I could win somehow. Like, this deck can win out of nowhere, right? It's kind of the advantage of it. It does the whole one-shot kill. Like, there we go. Okay, let's see if there's any way... I guess let's do this first. See if they do have removal in hand. I assume that they do. If they do, they're going to use it now. Map token up here. But a Triumph is useless against them. Okay. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, Flying Death Touch. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Chess Revelation. Oh, and they kill us with that as well. Yeah, okay, I probably should have scooped earlier there, but I don't know. I just feel like with this deck, you might be able just to get a very sneaky sudden win, so I wanted just to test that out. But yeah, we just got crazy flooded in that game. Look at that. 14, 15 lands. Okay, can we do a little bit better? Please, can we not get so mana flooded? That would be a really nice start here. We go first. Lots of slashes. We're going to need to hit that third land, otherwise we're going to be in trouble here. But if we hit that third land, like triple slash is pretty brutal, I think. We could be okay. Intimidation Tactics. They can either go for a slasher or the Enduring Tenacity. I assume they'll take the slasher. Okay, we hit the land. That's really good. This land is going to be crucial so we can start getting down these slashes. Looks like we're up against a more probably traditional mono black midrange. Take the bit of Triumph. Okay. Happy to go with the slasher here. Cecil is good. Strategic Betrayal. That's pretty unfortunate, actually. Oof. Do we try... Oof. Do you think they have another one? I mean, if they have another one, they have another one. But we have the potential here to go for the one-shot kill. So I'm willing to try it. Sunset Saboteur. We don't draw land, unfortunately. Let me just think here. Do we offer the trade? I think it's worth offering the trade. Let's see if they choose to block here. Because the slasher will come back. And we don't have anyway the... We anyway don't have the land to play the Bloodletter. And I want to hold up this bit of Triumph for something potentially more dangerous. I think that's okay. So now if they use removal, they use it on the slasher, which, I mean... Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I feel like... Yeah, because we only have one removal. I really need to hold this removal for something. Okay. The Bandit's Talent. Each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land. I guess we get rid of the Tenacity here. We need to hold up our removal. Okay, so this is mono black discard. So we have 1 or fewer. Each opponent that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand. Land. I think we go for the Bloodletter. Even though it means that this thing starts ticking, like we're putting them under a lot of pressure here. We might be okay if they just don't draw removal. Another Soulstone Sanctuary. They've got 1 card in hand. If they power this up, we just have to make sure we never let them draw cards with it. Card for each opponent. Okay, we lose life. That's okay. Do we attack with the Cecil? We attack with Cecil. They power up the Soulstone Sanctuary. And block with it. So they lose 1 Soulstone Sanctuary. I think I'll hold it back as a blocker. It's okay. Okay, so they're powering up the Soulstone Sanctuary here. Question is, will the opponent find removal here? We really need them not to hit removal. That's the key thing here. Okay, they don't attack with the Soulstone Sanctuary. Rush of Dread. Oh, we don't have the land though. Oh, it's so irritating. So what can we do with it? We can make them... Target opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control rounded up. So I don't think we need to worry about that right now. They have removal for the Bloodletter. That's pretty sad. Oh boy, they take a lot of damage there. Well, nothing for us to do right now. Opponent didn't power up the other Soulstone. Did they not have mana for that? I wasn't watching. Guess we block with the Cecil. Land would be really nice. Let us get down the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. We can power this up to 4. Okay, it's not great, but it's something to do. I mean, I would prefer the land. Whenever you gain life. Gain life, gain life. We have no way of gaining life. They get a 3/3. Don't think we use the Bitter Triumph on this Soulstone. The bat is what we probably use it on. Okay. I think we have to pay 3 life, kill the bats. Because if we can get down this Bloodthirsty Conqueror next turn, we can win. And if we can halve the opponent's life, we can also win. Opponent good games us. Why do they think it's over? I don't think we've won this game. Enduring Tenacity. I don't know why opponent good gamed us there. Am I missing something? Am I missing like lethal? Do they have something that I'm not aware of? Let's see. Okay. Enduring Tenacity. So I feel like this deck, even though we got really flooded in the last game, I feel like it might need 25 lands. I'm struggling to hit my... Oh, I'm struggling to hit my land drops. And this deck really needs that 5th land in order to function. See if opponent has removal here. We do get the win here. Not as epic as I'm hoping. You know, I want to get that big one-shot kill. I'm just not really getting it with this deck yet. We still have some games to go, but currently it feels a bit more grindy than I was hoping for it to be. Okay, one-shot win, baby. Come on, I want to see that one-shot win. I don't want these grindy games. Okay. Keep 7. We're on the draw. It looks like we might be up against control again. That would suck. Or was it Demir midrange? We'll find out soon. So what do you go for here? The Dark Confidant almost certainly dies. I think I'd rather go for the Starscape Cleric. Get them to use their removal or whatever on this. Okay, I'm not liking our chances here against control. I don't think we play the Dark Confidant right now. It's a little bit too risky. Okay, a bit of Triumph is pretty useless here, I think. We play the Dark Confidant now. If they hit us with the Sweeper, we can Rush of Dread and get them to discard half the cards in their hand. Might be a good time to try this. And we're just not drawing very well in my opinion, because like these bit of Triumphs are kind of useless here, so is Shoot the Sheriff. So we've just drawn like 3 dead cards. Another land is not what we want. Okay. I mean, we don't have much to do. We could go for this Rush of Dread. It'll just get countered though. Cecil's pretty good. We can get them to like use a Sweeper. We can maybe force them to discard lots of cards from their hand. So I'm willing to try this. Now if they tap out... what would they be playing? The, what's it called? What's the black Sweeper called? I forget the name. The one that collects evidence. Oh man, what's the name of that card? You know what I mean. They tap out with that, then at least we can Rush of Dread them, get them to discard lots of cards. That's something. Authority of Consoles is fine, I guess. Station. Not really sure if this card is very good in this deck. I'd almost feel like I'd rather have a creature land or something. The End. Yeah, we'll kill that. We'll kill our own thing in response here. Field of Ruin. Do they target the Susu Sekundi? I don't think they really need to, but sure, why not? Great if the opponent tapped out here so I could do something. Unfortunately, we're not really able to apply enough pressure on them right now. Another Authority of Consoles. We draw a land? Gosh. Gosh, gosh, gosh. Man, we don't seem to have the best matchup against control. And I feel like we also I'm just not drawing well against them as well. Okay, let's see what happens this coming turn. I'm pretty close to scooping it up here. Singularity Rapture. Is there any way we can get a one-turn win here given that they're tapped out, although they do have 2 mana. Shoot the Sheriff. Well, we can make them lose half their life, but that won't do anything, so I think good game, our opponent. Oh boy, man, I mean, I think this deck might be okay against control, but you really need to draw the Unstoppable Slasher, I think, to have a good matchup there, because the Unstoppable Slasher is like a threat that they struggle to deal with. Okay, I don't want to play control. Please don't give me control. I just do not enjoy playing control with this deck. We go first. But it feels like I always have the one piece but not the other. Like with Starscape Cleric, I want the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, but now I don't have that. When I draw the Slasher, I get the Conqueror. You know what I mean? Okay. I would love for this to be not control. Like a creature deck would be great. Something like that, please. 2 mana here. Wonder Weave Aerialist. Interesting. Or 2, so we can't do much about it. Just attack here. Or 2 is very unfortunate. Seam Rip. Sure. So I'm kind of worried with this deck that it might have the Restoration magic. Ooh, that's really nice. I think we go for it, right? We got 2 Bloodletters. If we draw another land, we might be able to sneak in the Rush of Dread. Flying until end of turn. Sheltered by Ghosts. Damn. That sucks. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, they have 1 mana, so they can protect everything. So I think we are doing this and praying that they don't have another Sheltered by Ghosts or removal, and then we need to draw land next turn. Man, it's so hard to get the that 5th land, man. Come on. Okay. That's okay. We just need this land. No blocks. Come on, give me this land. Give it to me. Oh, we get the land. I love it. I love it. Let me just make sure I click the right one. Half their life rounded up. Yes, you will lose half your life rounded up. Ah, yes. Well, when it works, it's really nice. I just find that it's really hard to pull off. And, you know, this deck doesn't play that much instant speed into action, so it's pretty safe to do it against them. But, you know, if you're playing like a control deck, you always have to be worried about it. It's just a tough thing to pull off, I find. Okay, I think I'm 2-2 with this deck at the moment. It's okay, let's keep going with it, you know. Sometimes you've got to play a couple of games to figure out how, you know, a deck works and stuff like that, so we keep going. Got a good hand if it's a creature-based deck. We are on the play. This Dark Confidant not dying is pretty important. The 1/1 Death Toucher. Black will almost certainly have removal. I guess we'll go for it anyways. Could have also just held up the Bitter Triumph. Man, it's so hard to get this Dark Confidant to live. No blocks. We can even just draw 1 card with it. That'll be pretty cool. I don't think we will get to. Okay, we do get to draw cards. It's cool. Got the Rush of Dread, but we don't have anything to pair it with right now. We'll happily take 1 damage here. Opponent has 3 mana. They hit their own Slasher. I think we have to kill the Slasher here. Well, I don't think we can afford to lose 3 life. We're taking so much damage with the Dark Confidant. I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to bin the land here. Okay, we at least get another land. Another land. Not really ideal. At least we get this 4-3 down. So, whenever you gain life, no blocks. There's no combo I'm missing here, right? Whenever you gain life, we don't have a way of gaining life. We can get them to discard cards. We can take out half the creatures that they have rounded up. Deep Cavern Bat, damn. You can take the Bitter Triumph or the Rush of Dread. I wonder what they'll go for here. They go for the Rush of Dread. They have 2 mana open still, so they could have removal here. They play another Demon Wall. We are getting lots of cards here. So, they've got the Rush of Dread now, but I think we have to go for the Aclazotz. Still no attacks, just sit tight here. If we draw another Rush of Dread and they don't have removal for the Aclazotz, we might be okay. They have removal for the Aclazotz. That's not great. Oh boy. Still don't think we block here. This could be very bad. Okay. No damage taken there. Another Dark Confidant. And if we play this Dark Confidant, we're just dead. We can Bitter Triumph. And then not much to do. So I'm gonna have to do this. And I'm gonna block with one of these Dark Confidants if they attack, for sure. Land. Okay, let's see what the opponent does here. I'm pretty happy to throw everything under the bus here. So we have to... Hold on. I think we have to get this back. Okay, I think we... This is Menace, right? This is going to halve our life as well. Oh boy. We're in a real pinch here. So we take 5. We're down to 3. And then we discard a card, taking out the bat. Gonna land. Get this Rush of Dread back. Now, this Dark Confidant might just kill us. Let's see if it kills us. It doesn't kill us. But we draw 2 lands. Come on! Man, this deck is so weird. Okay, so we can get them to sack 2 creatures, but it's not going to be enough, right? Oh, we can actually do more modes? They've only got 1 card in hand, right? But they're going to only... I think they only have to sack 1 creature, right? Because it's rounded up. And then... Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's 2 creatures. It's 2 creatures. Oh, it's rounded up. Yeah, okay, it's 2 creatures. So if they have removal for this Dark Confidant, we're just dead. Oh, but this has a Menace anyways. Whoops, okay. Yeah, okay. Ah, boy, man. This deck, I just find it so weird. Like, when you look at the deck list, it feels like you should draw all the stuff you need. But then you actually play it, and you just don't draw the stuff you need to, like, hit the combos off. It's kind of weird. Okay, Magic Gods, please give me some luck. I want more of these games where I hit the combo. Okay, we got this piece, which is good. We have the Slasher. We have Rush of Dread. Okay, let's see what we're up against here. We see Demir. We'll just go for the Cecil here. We could also gone for the Starscape Cleric, but it does have offspring potential, so maybe it's worth holding on to that. Okay, this is a Kavara, right? I haven't played this deck yet, but I'd like to. Oh, we don't draw land. Oof, boy. Get down the Starscape Cleric. Man, not drawing land against a deck that's probably going to reanimate on turn 4 is very, very rough indeed. Definitely going to have to hold up removal though next turn. So that if they reanimate, we can kill the Arden. Opponent seems to have removal or something. Trying to think about whether they want to kill the Starscape Cleric. So, I don't think we play Slasher here. Gotta hold up this removal. Harvest of Misery, sure. I mean, I'm okay with that. Gotta hope that they only have... I was gonna say they only have one reanimation spell. Maybe they don't have any yet. Okay, they got the Bringer of the Last Gifts now. I'm pretty keen to play this deck. It looks really cool. The whole Bringer of the Last Gifts with Kavara. We'll definitely get to it at some point. When there's 2 mana open, they play another Town Breeder. Okay. We get 1 Kavara in the bin here. Attack with the Town Breeder. We don't draw land. Oof, boy. I think we just toast here. What are we gonna do? Opponent is still deciding not to play their reanimation spell. I think that's pretty smart of them actually. They are under no real pressure. They could get it back with the Overlord of the Baelmerk, right? So that tells me that they've certainly got another one in hand. They're just thinking that they don't need to play it right now. For some reason. Probably again, they're not really feeling under that much pressure from us. Okay, well, we'll kill this. Oh boy, I'm pretty exasperated with this deck, I won't lie. I'm just gonna go for Slash here. Let's just tap out so that the opponent can do their thing. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Kavara now. I think they were just not playing it because we were not tapped out. But this deck is just so weird. It's like either you get absolutely flooded, or you draw 3 lands and then you can't play your big stuff. It's very hard to get the balance right here. Oh boy. I certainly thought this deck would perform better, but so far that's not the case. Not the case. Okay. Bringer of the Last Gifts comes down. And then what happens? Everything gets sacked. And then everything comes back. Nice, opponent. Well, we'll just scoop it up there. Okay. I'm pretty surprised that this deck, like I didn't think it would be that good, but I didn't think it would be that bad. I'm kind of surprised right now, but we're going to try one more. Okay, right now it feels like I can't win with this deck. Come on, can I just get a bit of luck and just one win? Come on, that'll be really, really nice. Opponent goes first. Got the Aclazotz, but not the Slasher. This deck is so frustrating. At least we have this Dark Confidant to maybe do something in the early game. Lightstall Inquisitor. Guess we'll get rid of this. We have the Bloodthirsty Conqueror here. That's pretty cool. Another land. What is this? Angels? Some sort of Angels deck? Nice to draw some removal here. I feel like we're going to see a Sheltered by Ghosts now. That is what my gut tells me. No. Okay, gets a 1/1 counter. Don't think we can afford to block here. We need to get this card draw. Okay, it'd be nice to... I was going to say it'd be nice to draw not land. 1 land is fine, but 2 is not necessary. I think the current plan is to play this Aclazotz and hope to draw Rush of Red. Dark Confidant. Starscape Cleric. Okay. But this has flying, so we can't actually get through. So we could play this. And then they're probably not going to attack. I think I'd rather play this and hope to draw the Rush of Dread. Because if I play this, I've got the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, but I don't have a way of dealing damage to the opponent, so... Okay, well, this next hit with the Dark Confidant is going to have to be huge. We're going to need to hit something really good here. Lightstall Inquisitor. Does it matter what we bin here? I don't think we need this Dark Confidant. Okay, so we're getting hit for how much here? Oh man, we have to block. Okay, we have to block you with you. And then we take 6. Right? 6. And then if we draw Rush of Dread, we win because this doesn't die. Oh, but then I should have blocked with the Dark Confidant. I forgot. This is probably going to kill us unless we hit land. Whoops. Okay, well that's kind of on me. Oh, we hit land. Oh, can we hit the Rush of Dread? Oh, we don't hit Rush of Dread. I don't know why opponent's saying nice, but I'll thank him for it. Let's try this. How much life do we gain with this? Not enough, right? Well, we gain a bit of life, but... Oh boy. Okay, I mean, am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing something. Is there like some obvious thing in terms of how to navigate this deck that I'm not noticing? Because I am not doing very well with it. I started at sort of the bottom of Gold Tier 4 and I end at the bottom of Gold Tier 4. At some point, I thought I would slowly climb up a little bit with this deck, but that did not seem to happen. So yeah, that was disappointing. But hey, what can you do? You win some, you lose some, right? Welcome back. I put my nostalgia aside because I really wanted to try out El Diablo 209's mono black instant win deck that got them all the way to Mythic last season. Unfortunately, I struggled a lot with this deck and just couldn't really get going with it. I feel like maybe I was a little bit unlucky. In some games I got absolutely flooded, and also in some games it felt like I always had half the combo but not the other, which is weird to me because when you look at this deck list, it feels like you should draw into what you need to. You've got so many ways to pull off the combos, but then when you actually play it, like in so many games, I'd have something like the Starscape Cleric in hand, but then instead of drawing the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, I'm drawing, Bloodletter of Aclazotz. And then in other games, I've got the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, but I just can't find that land, or I just can't find the Rush of Dread, So that was kind of the problem that I had with this deck. I always had part of the answer, but not the full answer in order to pull off the combos. And this brings me to my main kind of feeling with this deck. I feel like it's probably trying to do a bit too much trying to pull off both combos. So for example, one of the problems I think it has is that it's got no way to gain life. So you can play the Starscape Cleric and then get down the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, but you still have to cause your opponent life loss. Now, how can you do that? The deck only really has the life loss method, so you can attack with the Starscape Cleric, but if your opponent has a flying blocker, then they can just block it, you can't get through. You can also try to do Rush of Dread and make your opponent lose half their life. That is going to be very, very slow. But if you had something like the Bat, this card would be so good in this deck because first of all, you could disrupt your opponent. You saw against Control, one of the challenges we had with this deck is that it's very slow to get going. So by the time we're ready to start doing our stuff, the Control opponent's drawn so many cards, they've got so many counters in hand. That's why we have a very unfavorable matchup there. But if you could play something like the Deep Cavern Bat, you could disrupt your opponent, and then you would also have a way of gaining life in the deck so that you could attack with the Deep Cavern Bat. Unless they have a first strike flyer, you would trigger lifelink and then you would gain life, and that would get the whole combo going. Of course, how do you fit in the Deep Cavern Bat when you're trying to do two sort of one instant win combos? That's kind of the problem I think that the deck has. You kind of maybe have to lean more into the one than the other, whereas right now it's trying to give equal weighting to both. The other small problem that I had was, it was weird. Some games I got absolutely mana flooded, and then in other games I just couldn't find that fourth or fifth land to play the Bloodthirsty Conqueror or the Rush of Dread, or something like that. So I would like to maybe see the deck include some sort of ramp like the Terminus of Return, and maybe you cut out some lands. For example, I don't really think you need this Security Void Altar. I don't think it synergizes particularly well with this deck, so maybe you cut it down to 23 lands and add some ramp stuff, just so that also maybe in some games you don't have to wait 5 whole turns in order to pull off the combo, because it's pretty slow, and in the current meta, asking to wait 5 turns to pull something off can kind of be a death sentence against something like mono red or something like that. But yeah, anyways, it was fun to try. I was excited when I saw this list, but ultimately I didn't have that much luck with it. If you have any suggestions or maybe some commentary on my gameplay in terms of how I could navigate the deck better, because I would like to figure out if it is possible to get something like this to work, do let me know. But that will be the gameplay for today, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, stay tuned and consider subscribing, because there's going to be more nostalgic Necro coming soon.